Good morning, everybody. Hi, it's Garry. Welcome to today's live stream on the first day of spring over here in Australia. Really looking forward to the weather warming up now. I've had enough of this cold. So, as I do, being English, I have to start with the weather. So let me just fetch up the right window. So the weather today is 15 Celsius at the moment, which works out to be 59 Fahrenheit. Hopefully that'll get a little bit warmer as the day goes on. Let's go back to the camera. Oh, itchy eyes today. How are we all doing? Really looking forward to today's live stream. Let's just go through the comments. There's quite a few there. Blonde Skills 1, good evening from Arkansas. Welcome to you. Tom, good evening from Atlanta. Hi there. Marie, hi from Michigan. Welcome to you. Tom, Hobonichi launch day. Do you know, as Hobonichi has not been something I've got into. I don't really use a planner as such. I mean, I've got my bullet journal. I can't show it because the camera's stood on it to give the camera a little bit of elevation. I'd keep looking for a book. I'd love to get a book with 365 pages. So there's one full A5 page per day. That's the sort of thing I'd love. And no lines in it or anything like that. Maybe dot grid for me to use as my what I call my daily journal. So in that, again, I wouldn't show you it because obviously it's very personal stuff in there. What I do is I write one A5 page every day, summarising the previous day, my thoughts, what went on, anything that is of note. Sorry, my nose is going already. So I'd love to be able to get a book where, it's got one page per day. That would be perfect for me. Just not being able to find anything. So yeah, I've never really got into this Hobonichi stuff. Alia Rose, hi from Pennsylvania. Welcome to you. Andreas, good morning from sunny Brisbane. Yeah, good morning to you. I was going through my Facebook earlier on, and there was a posting from Stephen Just, who's over there in Brisbane. They had their Brisbane pen meet yesterday, and they were saying how hot it is. One of the people that I follow on TikTok, he lives over there as well, and he put out a little TikTok thingy the other day saying, I think it was 31 Celsius in winter. 31 degrees Celsius in winter. That was beautiful, wasn't it? Jim, good evening, morning from WV, so West Virginia, I think somebody told me last time. Alia Rose, NGL, I jumped a mile when the music came on. Yeah, I keep thinking, do I change the music? Because it's been like that for over a year, but I love that music. It's nice and bouncy. I think that's something we all need. Miss Marilyn Darling, hi Garry, hi everybody, welcome to you. Ricardo, good morning, afternoon or evening from coldish London. Yeah, and also very early in the morning London. Padrino, wonderful to see you, Garry. Hope you're doing well. I am brilliant, thank you. Marilyn, happy spring, happy autumn to everyone else. Yeah, I love spring. It's the thought of everything starting up new. You've got buds on trees. We were out yesterday and I saw that one of the neighbours' trees, they've got, it must be some kind of cherry blossom or some magnolia or something, but it's got little beautiful pink flowers all over it. And that's the sort of thing I love to see. Shaz B, good morning from Swan Valley. Oh, that's not too far from me, so I'm also in the Perth area. Welcome to you. Let me just do a refresh. Come on, keyboard, don't go to sleep on me. Don't you hate it when technology doesn't work? It doesn't want to refresh. Trying to do this reload. And there we go. Right, where were we? Alia Rose, it's my birthday. Happy birthday for you. And my son gave me a tuxedo Lego cat. So cute. Awesome. For my birthday, my son gave me nothing. For Christmas, he gave me nothing. Today is Father's Day. Can you guess what I'm getting from him? That's right, nothing. Blonde Scales 1 was quite happy to get a nice rain shower this evening. I bet you were. I mean, you've had so much heat lately. Jim, happy birthday to Alia Rose. Blonde Scales 1, I love this. Happy Hatch Day. Andreas, happy birthday, Alia Rose. Marilyn, I wish Hobonichi would make a B5 or A4 size pages, but no such luck. Marilyn, or 2 pages per day. Yeah, 2 pages per day would do me, as long as it was like 2 pages for every single day. A lot of the ones I find, Monday to Friday, they've got a full page. But then Saturday and Sunday, they're both like it's half a page each. And to me, that just doesn't do what I want it to do. Addie Rose, thanks everyone. Miss Marilyn, darling, it's 27 Celsius or 80 Fahrenheit where Marilyn is. That's just about the right weather, isn't it? Not too hot, not too cold. Ron, greetings from Forest Hills. Tennis madness instead of Hobonichi. Yeah, my wife loves watching tennis. I refer to it as ping pong because of all it goes ping, pong, ping. I mean, to me, I don't know, but I don't find any sport enjoyable, to be honest, so maybe that's why. Andreas, lol MMD, it's currently 29 Celsius in the shade. Similar temps on both sides of the globe. Yeah, I remember, it's first day of spring here. Marilyn, happy birthday, Alia Rose. And then Ricardo, we got happy birthday there again. Let's do one quick refresh. I think we're getting it. Yeah, Alia Rose, thanks to Marilyn. Blonde Scales 1, rain took us from 90 Fahrenheit to 80 Fahrenheit. I remember, obviously I'm going back a few years, I used to live in Melbourne. And there you could get literally all 4 seasons in one day. But I do remember one thing. At the time I was involved with a scout group. And we had gone to a place called Altona, where we were having like a activity day. And we had this big white, brand spanking new, maybe 20 foot long. I'm going to call it Mackie. It's not Mackie. It was only very light. It was cheap. And beautiful. It was absolutely stunning weather. Really, really, really hot. Then within 1 minute, it went from that. The wind came up, took this Mackie thing, blew it all over the place. And the temperature dropped in about a minute, 10 degrees Celsius. Really was quite a surprise. Anyway, that's enough of Garry reminiscing. Marilyn, it's been over 80 for 3 months. Now I'm done. Yeah, we get that here. We get, once summer comes in, you're talking 30 every day. Oh, it gets hot. Tom, meteorological spring, fall in the northern hemisphere. Astronomical spring starts on the fall equinox, September the 22nd this year. Yeah, this is one of the things from when I used to live in the UK. In the UK, the seasons changed on the 21st of the month. And it's one of the things, I'm not going to say still getting used to it, but it's one of the things that's different over here in Australia. The seasons here, they start on the 1st of the month. Which a bit, it's not weird. I can see the sense in that. But yeah, it's still odd after so many years of being used to changing on the 21st. X, Mr. Professor X. Hello from Texas. 114 Fahrenheit today. Wow, that sounds nice. I'm just going to do a thing on that. My maths isn't very good. I know there's an equation. 114. 45 centigrade. Wow, there's my screen, just so you can see that. That's one heck of a temperature, I tell you. Let's minimise that one again. Blonde Scales 1, 80s would be far nicer than upper 90s for 3 months. Alia Rose, I had to outrun a thunderstorm by bicycle yesterday, going home from work. Great fun when you make it, absolutely. Don't you just hate it when you you look out the window, it's beautiful weather, and you think, yeah, I don't need a raincoat today. Off you go. 5 minutes down the road, the sky opens. I've had that happen a few times as well. Right, today's topic. Sorry, 1 second. I can feel my throat going already. So today I've got my Spider-Man mug here with my peppermint tea. Today's topic, starting today, is going to be my fountain pen tournament for late 2024. If you're a member of the channel, you've already had this. Channel members, they get videos 2 days early, so they would have had this on 2 days, on Friday. So what it is over the next, it's actually going to take about 3 months. We're going to go going all the way till the start of December. On a Sunday, there will be a video coming out, which initially obviously will be the heats. So there's going to be 9 heats in total. Each heat has got 3 pens in it. So what I do is I just do a very quick look through the pens. I do size comparisons. I do their weights and their measures. I do a writing sample with them. I'll give you some of my thoughts, but then I open up a poll over on YouTube. Let me see if I can get there now. And it's not active yet. It won't be active until the video goes live this afternoon. Just get to my community tab and scheduled posts. So back to the screen for a second. So here we are. This is what will be going up, and you can see it going up at 2 p.m. my time. So today's pens, Pen BBS 494, Hondian 1841, and the Asvine V169. So that will open up when the video goes live. I've scheduled it, so I know that will happen. I don't need to try and remember to do it. Let me just minimize that again. Unfortunately for members, they get the video a little bit early, but I haven't been able to find a way in YouTube to open up the poll early. So unfortunately, the poll will still not happen to the until 2 o'clock my time. Brain's going dead as well. Sorry, I've just seen someone mentioning one of my favourite inks. So yeah, that's per heat. Now, what I'm doing is I'm doing 3 pens per heat. I think that gives a bit more variety, because rather than just being a one-on-one, heads down, showdown type thing, we've got 3 pens, which I'm hoping will fetch out some more interesting results. Then what I'll do on the live stream over the next few weeks, we'll be announcing the winner. And so that's how we're going to be going on for the next, I say, about 3 months. Other things I want to mention today in my chatty type thing is, I'm not sure if any of you have got or seen or I've just got an error from YouTube. Hopefully I'll solve in a second. My app, which is for Apple, so Mac, iPad and iPhone, it's called Penlist, which is the app that I use for managing my pens, my inks, and also what pens in what ink, and I've got like dates when I start and when I end. My showdowns that you see, all the information that I use in that showdown is entered into there. All my scores are in there, but it's also available on the App Store. I've got a new version came out in this last week. Really, I love doing these, but what I do when I do the app, I don't put the releases out that frequently, because what I'll do is I'll make a change, but then I like to live with it, using it for about a month before I put it out, because I want to make sure that, if there's anything stupid that I've done, and by using it for a month, I really exercise most of what's in the app. So yeah, new version of that came out. Going to try something now. Let me here. So I was reading somewhere you can gift membership. I can gift membership. YouTube give me 10 memberships per month, which I can gift. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to gift 5 of them now. Then in a couple of weeks, I'll do another 5. So let's hit the button and hopefully this will work. So some of you should get a notification saying that you've been gifted a membership. Now, this membership is valid for 1 month. So, yep. 3, 4. Okay, so they've gone out. What you need to do, you'll get a message. I think you need to click on it, and then you may need to do something like allow gifts, and then it should all go through. So hopefully that will go through, and hopefully you'll all be able to get that. We'll see, though. I say it's all technical stuff. And the last thing, this is mainly for members only. So hopefully I'm aiming to do a members only Zoom chat on Saturday of next week at this time. So that's Saturday me, that'll be Friday for most of the people in the US and that side of the equator. So hopefully we're going to do that. It's going to be limited to half an hour. So if you're able to join, please do. What I'll do for that, for the members, about Thursday, I'll hopefully put up a link to the Zoom chat so you can get the Zoom set up and ready to go. So hopefully I'll see some members then. So I want to get back to doing these after my break I've taken because of my health conditions. I've been slowly adding things back in, which is why I thought, yeah, let's add this in now. That's everything on my list of things to talk about. Let's go back to the comments. Marilyn, I can always feel it when changes from summer to autumn because we have cool overcast mornings. Sorry. Yeah, I know what you mean. I love it here in the morning. I'm very much a morning person, which is quite funny because my wife's very much an evening person. So, you know, I go to bed. Well, I go to bed and I read for an hour. Then I try and get to sleep about 9 o'clock-ish. I'm up at like 6:30. My wife, she won't go to bed till like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. But then she won't get up till, 8, 9 o'clock in the morning. Really weird. But I'm just weird. I'm just weird full stop. Somebody once was looking at me because, I don't know what it was, but someone had said to me that, Garry, you're weird. And I thanked them for it because to me, someone telling me I'm weird, I actually take that as a compliment. Whereas they'd meant it as an insult. I don't care. I think we all should be weird. We all should be weird in our own ways, whatever we're comfortable with. But that's just me. Jim got a little soaked leaving the grocery store earlier. Yeah, we had that yesterday. We'd been shopping at Coles, which is one of our supermarkets. Beautiful weather when we came out, absolutely tipping it down. So I stayed under the shelter and sent the wife to get the car. I know, lovely, aren't I? Marilyn, happy Father's Day, by the way. Thank you. Andreas, hey team, just saw local company discount Diamine red, green and blue 50ml bottles for 30% off. What red, blue ink vent would you buy if you had the choice? So I think that's Pulp Addiction. I think I got that email yesterday as well. Or was it the day before? I don't know. So this is interesting. Ali Rose, Diamine Spiced Apple, if they had it. That's the one when I saw it, I thought, yeah, because I think Spiced Apple's really nice. It's it reminds me a lot of Red Dragon, if you've got Red Dragon for the base colour, but there's a beautiful gold shimmer to it. I really like Spiced Apple. Tom, Ruby Blues, Arctic Blast, Winter Spice, All the Best, and Solar Storm. Again, I like Ruby Blues. That's the one I've actually finished. Winter Spice is quite nice. I find Winter Spice for me, it's got like it's a really dark brown ink with a beautiful, I think it's like a green sheen to it. Really like that one. Very similar to Dominant Industry Winter Wood, I think it is. They're both very similar to me. Miss Marilyn, darling, my favourites are Spiced Apple and Sub-Zero. Yeah, Sub-Zero is quite nice as well, a nice blue. Leonie, we've got some hand pictures. Blonde Scales 1. Only 2 I have are Thunderbolt and Festive Joy. Didn't get my first ink vent until green. Marilyn, how exciting. I think that's when I was talking about the memberships. Alia Rose, nice. Kathleen, hello from Maui. Welcome to you. Blonde Scales 1, yay. Sorry, Mr. Inky Fingers, sorry, joining late. Hey, you're never late. You're always on the time you're meant to be there. That's what I always think. Marilyn, lol, I agree. I'm totally weird. Don't care. Who knows about it? Absolutely. I say we should all be weird. To me, that's part of life. Alia Rose, why be a normie? There's heaps of those. Exactly. Blonde Scales 1, I've thanked people for calling me weird before. Yeah, I mean, weird. Another one which I had is nerd. I remember, I worked, when I was in Melbourne, I worked on a really big project. And one of the testers came up to me one day and said, "Hey, nerd," and I said, "Thanks." They thought they were being insulting. They weren't. I don't care. I'm a weird, I'm a nerd, I'm a geek. I don't give a monkey's what people say. Will, howdy all. Hope all is well. Yep, we're going well. Thanks very much. Atomic Elf, hello. Did I miss much? No, just really my chatting point. We're going to get to the pens in a minute. Padrino. If being weird is wrong, I don't want to be normal. Absolutely. Any more comments, and then we'll go to doing some writing. Right, let's swap over to the phone camera. There we go. Scooting on over. So what pens have I been using this week? So the first pen, this is one I've been using every day to write my reply comments, just making sure I've got the pen in the camera. This is a Just Turn-Ins. It's a Mimas model. This is a resin he pours himself. I think it was either copper black or black copper. Really nice, very dark background. But then you've got this gorgeous, like coppery shimmer. Loads of threads, virtually out of ink. I'll have to put some more ink in here. Why I was using it all week is I'm going to be filming tomorrow a fountain pen focus on this. Won't come out till I think sometime in November. But let's hope there's enough ink in there just to get through this. Then I'll be popping some more ink in here. So we've got here a Just Turn-Ins. Mimas. Or Mimas. I'm not sure how you should pronounce that. It's got a medium nib. The price for this pen, when I got it, was $170. I think it's gone up. I've had this over a year. If you go to Stephen Just's website, you'll be able to see current pricing on what he does. Or contact Stephen through Facebook or Instagram. He's really approachable and he'll be able to give you ideas for prices. The ink, Diamine. It's vintage copper. Now, I aren't seen it in this. But let me just grab my paper. This is the notebook that I'm using at the moment for my daily comments and writing. So let me just get to... So here it is. This was from whatever day the 30th was. Friday, I think. But you can see there, beautiful gold shimmer wall. Hopefully you can see it. I'm trying to... Not seeing it in today's writing, but I think that's because there's next to no ink in it. So that's a pen I was using all week. So starting from Sunday, I had the Waterman Karen. This Sunday's pen. This is Marine Amber. Beautiful, stunning looking pen. Cartridge converter. 18 karat gold embedded nib. Absolutely stunning nib. We've got a Waterman Karen. So it's a medium nib, and I'll say it's 18 karat gold. Price for this pen, about 445 Aussie dollars. I priced most of these up from Colt Pens, and then obviously they do a conversion to Aussie dollars. The ink by Diamine. It's Cardinal. I always thought this was a reddish ink, but now I'm using it. Yes, it is red, but it's more, to me, tending towards like an orangey red. So it's quite interesting. So that's the Waterman Karen. Monday's pen, also today's pen. This is by Mr. Pen. Loads of pens in there, isn't there? This is the Parsons Essential. Now, unfortunately, Mr. Pen has retired. I can't remember how old he was. I think he was well into his 70s. But he retired, so they're no longer making these. Stop there. The converter. The nib on here is an italics nib, which is also made by Mr. Pen. This actual pen was gifted to me. So we've got here a Mr. Pen, and this is where I have to always remember, because it's a medium cursive italic nib. So I've got to remember a medic oblique cursive nib. So I've got to remember to turn it a little bit so I can get the best out of it. So Mr. Pen, the Parsons Essential. So medium oblique cursive. Price for this, you're looking, when he was selling them, about 90 Aussie dollars. I'm assuming you can get these on the second-hand market now. The ink is by Diamine. Brandy Snap. This is another quite interesting ink, going back to Andreas's question. Nice pale brown ink. I would say it is brown rather than yellow. I quite like it. It's a nice colour. In fact, I think all of today's inks are from the ink vents that you were actually asking about. Next up, we've got from Pelican, or Pelican, I can never remember how to pronounce it, so I usually say both. This is the M205. 205, so it's the silver coloured trim. Small pen, it's called Blue Marble. Here, making sure he's in the camera, this is actually an ink window, but it's a very dark coloured ink window, so I can never see anything through it. To me, it's useless. I have to use this pen posted. You can use it unposted, but I just find it's too short for me. Posted, really nice though. Let's move this page up slightly, make sure I'm still in the camera. So we've got a Pelican, M205 with a broad nib. Price wise, you're looking about 192 Aussie dollars. The ink, I say it's Diamine, and it's One More Sleep. I don't know how you would describe this. To me, it's a very dark blue, but it's not like what I would call a blue. I know, it's an off blue. I don't know, now we've got blue conversation. It's quite nice though, so that's that Pelican M205. We've now, from Italy, we've got the Leonardo Ferrari. This is white salt, beautiful colouring. Really nice. You can unscrew this end, I don't know why. I always go for there, so you can see the captured cartridge converter there. So you can unscrew the other end, which just gives you access to the top of the converter, so you can fill it using that if you want. You've got to unscrew that, so I always end up unscrewing the full body. We've got the Leonardo nib, made for them by that company beginning with a J, Yoho. Hopefully I'm getting closer to my pronunciation. I practiced during the week. I know it's weird, aren't I? So we've got here a Leonardo Ferrari, very smooth nib, very nice whispery nib. It's a 1.1 stub. So price wise, so this one I ended up pricing off the Leonardo website, about 245 Aussie dollars. The ink is by Diamine, and it's Serendipity. I think this is a chameleon ink. I can't remember. I do have one which is a chameleon. I'm thinking it's this one. Maybe getting a bit of like red sheen, or maybe it's a sheening ink, or maybe it's both. I just can't remember. I should really make an update to my notes to capture that. So that's that Leonardo Ferrari. Next up, Germany, a Diplomat Aero. This is in a factory finish. I love this. I love the unfinished nature of it. So it's essentially the raw aluminium. And then we've got these divots in here. We've got like little bits of marking up here. I absolutely love it. It's so nice to look at. It's one of these pens. Most of this week's pens have been sat in my trays for about a year without being used. So it's nice to fetch them out and show them some love, because I do enjoy writing with them all. This is a problem. So many pens, not enough words to write, really. Nice, comfortable pen. The section can be a bit slippy. I hold my pens down near the bottom, so there is a little lip, so it's not too bad. Diplomat nib. I believe these are made by Yoho to Diplomat specifications. I might be wrong there, but I'm sure that I read that somewhere. So we've got here a Diplomat. I don't know why I get that with every time I get that little hard start. Once I'm going, though, it's fine. So Diplomat Aero. It's got a broad nib. For this pen, you're looking at roughly 345 Aussie dollars. Although I couldn't find anywhere which sells it now. So what I've done is I've taken that price from another Aero. The ink by Diamine. And it's ash. So this is like a grey ink, but to me it's got a really bit of green in there. Sorry, just had to sort the nose out again. I like this. This is one of my favourite grey inks that have come in all of the ink vents I've got. I say it's just, if you're looking at it, it does look grey, but as I say, I can see just that little hint of green. Hopefully that might come over on the camera. So that was the Diplomat Aero. Last pen for the week. Back to Italy. This is the Tibaldi Bononia. This is Bora Bora. Beautiful, like spaghetti resin. The only thing I can complain about this pen, the threads, both on here and on the cap, feel rough. They feel like they catch. Although what I've found is, as time goes by, it's getting better. So as I work them, it seems to be getting freer. So maybe it's slightly, what's the word I'm looking for? Where it's like trimming it down as you use it. So it's getting a better fit. Tibaldi branded nib there. Not sure if they make them themselves. I haven't been able to find that out. I need to dig a bit more on that. So this is a Tibaldi. Very nice, very smooth writer. Bononia. I would say this is the smoothest of the pens I've used today. Broad nib. Price-wise, 365 Aussie dollars or thereabouts. The ink by Diamine. And it's Yuletide. Nice tealy type ink. There we go. Quite nice. So that was the Tibaldi Bononia. Let's jump on back to the camera. And then we head back up. Let's get the mic closer to my mouth. Wow, loads of comments. Let me go up. There we go. I think that's... Come on, Garry. Blonde Scales 1. I've also said thanks when someone called me a bit... Yeah. I think that is a nice thing to do. It really throws them off as well, doesn't it? Jim, welcome to the Weird Club. Thanks. Yeah, I know what you mean. Marilyn, Beautiful brown pen with that copper chatoins. It's absolutely stunning. I've got 3 pens from Stephen just now, all of them really nice. What I'm doing is, at the moment, I'm filming these. So each week I'm using a different Australian pen for my comments. So I say that was what I was using last week. This week I'm using, again from Stephen Just. This is an Enceladus model, and this is Jonathan Brooks' Elven Wood. So what I'm doing is I'm using them for a week, then the Monday after I finish using them, I'm filming the showdown. I say they're not going to come out until November. But yeah, look for them later on in the year. I'm deliberately filming ahead at the moment, which is what I say. I've actually got some videos, I haven't filmed them yet, but I'll be filming them in the next month, and they won't come out till January. But why I'm doing this is, with Inkvent coming up, or should I say my Inky Countdown, I do film those ahead of time. I don't film one every day. I film them in blocks. I'm writing off the whole of November for filming them. So the first block that I'm going to be doing at the moment is scheduled for the 4th of November, even though they won't go out till the 1st, 2nd and 3rd of December. But that's just so I can work around everything else that I've got to do. I'd rather be honest and tell you what's happening. So, yeah, that's why I'm filming so far ahead. Ali Rose, my husband told me I'm not I just have opinions. Absolutely. Blonde Scales 1, lol. Marilyn, lol. This is my good side, exactly. Will, just turn his pen is lovely. Awesome acrylic. It is. I'll say that's when he pours himself. He's doing a lot of those lately, and they're all stunning. Padrino, I've been eyeballing a Karen for a bit. Got one on loan from a pen friend and really enjoyed it. Was it this week or last week? I can't remember her name. She's got a second hand. She's got the gorgeous sea green one. It was a set with a fountain pen and a ballpoint. I do keep looking for that. I think that's a beautiful colour. Jim, I've got the same model, Karen. Yeah, I think that model's quite popular, that colour. Marilyn, I was gifted a Mr. Pen pencil lead holder. I love it a lot, absolutely. Marilyn, I love my Admoc M400. And Marilyn, and my Admoc M800. I don't care if it's not a Pelican, it writes just as nice, and it comes with a wrench for easy maintenance. Yeah, I've got those ready, so when I next do an AliExpress order, I'm planning to order an M800, just to give it a try. I saw your review of the Admocs, not reviews. Really like the look of them. So yeah, and it's a good way to try out that Pelican shape without spending a stupid amount of money. You might find you don't like the shape or the size. I did the same with Leonardo. So I first bought a Moonman. It was Moonman at the time, M800. Found I liked it. Found I liked the shape. So then I saved the money and bought myself the Momento Zero. I actually went for the Grande version, but if I hadn't have tried them M800s, I wouldn't have bought any Leonardo pens at all. Marilyn, and did I mention the 400 is only $36 and the M800 was only $50? Yeah, I mean, to me, I'm not going to say you can't go wrong, but well worth it. Atomic Elf, blue black. Yeah, Marilyn, Yovo, Gina, I don't know what it is with that word. I say I spend most of the week practicing it. I know, I'm really weird. Blonde Scales 1, my Twisby swipe surprised me. It seems very wet, and I was about to say this, but Marilyn, I love the swipe. I'm begging Twisby to make a purple/dark lilac version of the swipe. Blonde Scales 1, yeah, I need a purple one. And we got a heart then from Marilyn. Blonde Scales 1, purple all the pens. Yeah, I've got many purple pens. I've got a few. As you may have seen, again, one of the little series I've been doing throughout the year is I've been looking at pens, some of a particular colour or particular mechanism. I'm actually filming, I think Wednesday, I'm filming piston pens. So what I've been doing is picking 5 pens from my collection and just doing like little showcases. And they've all got a theme. So I've done colours. I'm doing piston fillers. I've done one of vacuum fillers, just to keep it, interesting. Marilyn, exactly, blonde scales 1. Jim, I lean towards green. Me as well. I love green. Green is my favourite colour. Every time we see something and I point it out to my wife, usually the first thing she says, yeah, but it's green, isn't it? Marilyn, the purple Lamy 2000. That'd be interesting, wouldn't it? I think if it was me, I'd be looking more for like a lavender type purple rather than a dark purple. Maybe a lighter tone. Alia Rose and purple nibs, please. Check out the Hondian Black Forest series. I think there's a purple one. I know the blue one. I've got the blue one. That's a purple body and purple nib. No, sorry, a blue body and a blue nib. But I wonder if they've got a purple one, which is, I wonder if it's the same. Purple body, purple nib. Might be worth checking out. Marilyn, that would convince me to get one. Blonde Scales 1. Blue is a good second choice. Atomic Elf 1. From the camera view, it looks like you sometimes twist the nib a little to the left. I wonder if that contributes to the hard starts. Could well be. I am trying at the moment to focus more on how I hold my pen. It only seems to happen with that error. But yeah, it could well be that. So I will use that as trying to concentrate, like I'm doing with the Mr. What Pen one, trying to concentrate more on nib orientation when I start writing. Ricardo, let me just go up. I've just got this week a purple pen, a Sailor 1911L. Nice. Marilyn, Wicked Witch of the West. I have one. It's I'm assuming that's some kind of emoji. I'm not up on emojis. I'm an old fart, so I'm not really up on those. Ricardo, mine is the Galaxy Magellanic Cloud. Did I get it right? There's some words I really struggle. I've said before, I do have a mild speech impediment. You don't notice it, but I find with certain words, I just cannot pronounce them no matter what I do. Atomic Elf 1, Ricardo Gold Nib. Ricardo 21 karat gold black ion plated nib. Nice. The only thing that puts me off Sailors, I've got a Sailor Pro Gear Slim. They just, to me, they seem very, very pricey. Which is what's been said next. Tom, I love Sailor nibs, though I don't like their current price. Yeah, my Sailor Pro Gear Slim, nicest nib I've got, I will be honest. Absolutely love writing with that pen. Shazby, are you going to the Pelican Hub this year? No. There is, in Perth, there is a pen group, and one of the members there is running the hub. But from where I live, it's a right pain in the butt to get there. It's a bus to the train station, train into the city. Then once you hit the city, depending where it is, it's either another train or at least one, if not 2 buses. So it's just too far to go, so I don't go to them. I went to a couple, but it ended up being a full day event for me to go. So yeah, no, I won't be going to the Pelican Hub. Atomic Elf, the only Sailor I've got is a Shikiori, but it has a steel nib. Yeah, I've got a steel nib on a Compass, which I think is 1911 shape. Very small for me, though. So if I went for 1911, I'd have to go for the 1911L. Do you know, this camera angle's really not nice, isn't it? I've just noticed that. Let me just sit myself up a bit, see if that helps a little bit. I keep slipping down my chair. Blonde Scales 1, I'm trying to resist re-inking my Just Turnings so that other pens can get some love. Yeah, that's one of my issues, is always wanting the same pens to be inked up. As I've said multiple times, that's why I've gone for the idea of themes for my months. Marilyn, to Ricardo, ooh, shiny. That takes me back to Firefly, and the character played by Jill State seemed to always be saying shiny. Okay, my tea's finished. I'm into my blackcurrant cordial now. Star Wars glass. As you see, I like my cordial extremely weak. Andreas, thanks for the suggestions. I went for Brandy Snap, all the best, Winter Spice and Sub-Zero. Awesome. Alia Rose, my 14 case Sailor Pro Gear Slims nib is as dry as an Antarctic wind. Absolutely love that statement. That's the first time I've heard that. Oh, that's awesome. Ricardo, got it on sale from Cult Pens. I do find Cult Pens is really good. Most of my pens, or most of my non-Chinese pens, should I say, come from Cult Pens. Although, at the moment, let's go back to that one, I'm finding that because of exchange rates and stuff, price-wise, the Australian online retailers, mainly Pulp Addiction and Desk Bandit, they're actually getting quite close in price to Cult Pens. So as long as they've got what I want, I order from them now. But they don't have the same selection that Cult Pens has. Alia Rose, what nib size? Then Alia Rose, Japanese medium fine. I think all the steel nibs seem to be that, because that's what I've got on my compass. Ricardo, my medium is enough wet. Blonde Scales 1, I now have a vac filler. Awesome. Which one did you get? Just looking down. I can't. Which vac filler did you get? I really like them. I mean, the amount of ink you can get them in them is awesome. Tom, there's some purple nibbed Navaler. Oh yeah, I remember seeing that. It's I'm going to call it a Nautilus. It's not a Nautilus, but I think I remember the one you're saying. Will Hodge, speaking of purple, my favourite ink of all time, Diamine Bilberry. Some say that it's blue that leans purple. Others purple that leans blue. A great ink colour. Yeah, that'd be different, isn't it? I do like inks that are slightly different. That's why I've really got into brown inks. I mean, when I started this, if you ever told me I'd be into brown inks, I'd have told you all sorts of funny names. I would thought I'd never like brown, but I do. I love brown. I try to have at least one brown ink inked up all the time. Blonde Scales 1. I prefer the purples that lean a little blue. Have you tried that Diamine Bilberry then? By the sound of it, that might be what you want. Or have you ever looked at it? Ricardo, Sailor is so nice. Pity about the price, absolutely. Tom, some Tasha nibs, some Tasha pens have a steel Sailor nib. Yeah, I've noticed a number of companies use Sailor nibs. What's one that I keep seeing all the time? It's on Penultimate Dave. Can't remember what it is now. But he keeps saying that they have Sailor nibs. Marie, must admit, I've just treated myself to a Sailor Pro Gear in Mocha Brown. Awesome. That'd be nice, a brown pen. I don't have many brown pens, which is a shame. That's something I need to again address over the next, I'm going to say next couple of years. My Sailor 1911 large in a medium nib, 21K, writes very wet for a Japanese nib. I love the feedback that Sailor gives. Some don't like the feedback. It's the feedback I love, I will be honest. It's absolutely awesome. I also quite like the platinum feedback as well. I enjoy both of those. The Pilot pens I've got, they seem a little bit, I'm going to say spongier. They seem a bit softer. Again, I also love it. I mean, I know I love them all. But yeah, I know what you mean. Sailor's feedback, absolutely awesome. Ricardo to Marie. Nice. Let's refresh. Ricardo, same here. Blonde Scales 1, the Kyanite Twisby VAC 700R. I filmed my first impressions of that this week. Let me just pull it up. Let's get to it. Here we go. There we go. Let's give this a little bit of a shake. It's got a silver shimmer ink in here. Really nice. I need to do, I think, a little bit of work on the nib. I'll cover that in the video. Just seemed a bit dry to me. But that could also be because, you know, I just filled it. I've put a shimmer ink in here. I'm just doing this to get mixed a bit. Then I'll actually switch over to the other camera and I'll show you some writing. And a preview for my first impressions. That's what you get by joining the live streams. So let's go down to TWSBI. Looking in my app here. Okay, let's get this out of the way. I'll pop this away later and go over to the phone camera. So here we are. This is that TWSBI VAC 700R in kyanite. Here we've got the nib there. Beautiful. I love this blue. I love the whole thing. I love transparent pens, and this blue just really picks it out nicely. So we've got here a TWSBI VAC 700R with a 1.1 stub nib, and the ink is by Diamine, and it's Glacier. So this is the Starbright ink. I think the issue is the ink, not the actual pen. I'm going to stick with this ink for another couple of weeks, but then I may try changing out the ink. Not certain. I mean, it may improve as I use it. I mean, there is so much shimmer in this ink, as you can hopefully see on the camera. But it's a beautiful pen, really nice, really comfortable to write with. As you saw there, we've got loads of ink. That was just off the very one fill. Marilyn, I need to get me a brown pen and a proper orange pen. Oh, like, is that like a bright orange? I've got an amber pen. Have I got any orange pens? Maybe Jinhao 992. I think that's got one of those. It's transparent, but it's not a transparent orange. Atomic Elf 1. A little soft springiness to the nib does feel nice. Marilyn, what do you think? My favourite nib my favourite nib on a Nakaya, a hand-tuned platinum nib. Awesome. I say I love platinum nibs as well. Just think about what other brown pens are. I'll tell you what brown pen I've got, Marilyn. It's a Pen BBS 323 in the aluminium. Very nice. Is that inked up? Let me just see if I've got inked up at the moment. I think it is, yeah. Here. I think it was called Mocha. And because it's aluminium, so as long as you don't mind there being no clip. I love the shape of this pen. What I've done with this, I've actually swapped the nib. I wasn't overly impressed by the nib. Pen BBS nibs always tend to be fine. All the ones I can find on AliExpress are always fine. I've got one which writes really wide and is really wet, but that one, it seemed very, very fine. So after I swapped it, beautiful. Bronze Scales 1, I'm impatiently waiting for the Coffee Schaefer 100 to come back in stock. Awesome. Will, my Pilot E95S in fine writes very bouncy, but it's very pleasant. Yeah, I love my E95S. Mine's in medium. But I do find it's a very wet writer. Jim, I enjoy my VAC 700R in Iris. Yeah, I've got the Iris version as well. I've got the Iris version in broad. Beautiful pen. I just love the looks of that kyanite. It's the looks, isn't it? It was also gifted to me. Again, I cover that in the first impressions video. Atomic Elf 1. That's interesting. My Elite S extra fine doesn't seem to have any give in the nib. I do find that as I go finer in nibs, I do find they also do feel a bit stiffer. And I don't know why. Maybe it's psychological. Shaz, how do you find getting shimmers out of the vac filler? with the Twisby ones, you can actually unscrew the section. I know it's cheating. That's why I don't mind putting a shimmer ink into a Twisby, because I know it's easy to clean. The one thing I do is when I've used a shimmer, is I also pull out the nib and feed, and then I put the feed through a 6-minute cycle on an ultrasonic cleaner. Might be overkill, but I do that to hopefully that the ultrasonic will dislodge any of the shimmer particles that are trapped in the feed. And as I say, I'm usually able to open up, unscrew the section, and then inject with a blunt nose syringe. Worst comes to worst, if the section doesn't unscrew, if I'm able to pull out the nib and feed, again pulling out the nib and feed and using a blunt nose syringe, you can then go down through the hole that the feed would go into and inject the water that way. So yeah, a little bit of thinking about it though, that's the key thing. Marilyn, too much shimmer can clog any pen. That Glacier is definitely a cloggy ink. Yeah, and I knew when I knew. Well, obviously I knew it was a Starbright. I just thought it would look nice in this pen. It doesn't dry too badly. You know, now we're dry. It's not too bad. It just, as I say, it was not as wet as I was expecting. I think it's the ink. Alia Rose just stuffed a shimmer in a dry sailor nib, living dangerously. Absolutely. Atomic Elf, Marilyn may be a diplomat. Will, when I ink a pen with shimmer ink, it's a converter pen and always a short fill so as not to let the shimmer ink sit too long in the pen. Feeds tend to plug up on the full fills of shimmer. Yep, that's exactly why I put mine through that ultrasonic. Blonde Scales 1, my Ritma is brown. Okay, espresso. Yeah. Marilyn needs J. Herban Kyanite do Nepal in that Kyanite Twisby. Yeah, I'm on an ink bind freeze, so main reason why I haven't bought an ink specific for that. Will, love the sonic cleaners. Be careful on the ones that are heated. Yeah, this one isn't. When you use an ultrasonic cleaner, put cold water in. When you take the water out, it'll actually be slightly warm, but always put cold water in. Alia Rose to Shaz, disassembling a vac filler is easier than it seems. You just need that wrench and to take your time. Absolutely. Marilyn, anything with shimmer, I highly recommend a Noodlers or a vintage eyedropper with a spoon feed. Just thinking what pens I could maybe try. Maybe that would be an interesting video to make. I will think about that one. Blonde Scales 1 don't have that colour. Marilyn, or a fountain pen Revolution Himalaya with a super broad channel feed. Yeah, I've got a. I don't have that one. I've got two. I can't remember what they are now off the top of my head. A Guru is one, and the other one, the Darjeeling. They are both quite wet writers as well. Right, I'm going to switch over now to the screen, then we'll come back for more comments. Let me just get this running. Screen. So last week's videos, also last month, aren't they? Or for me, the last month. Sunday was a fountain pen showdown, the Hondian 1841 versus the Kaigaloo 316. I just had, to be honest, I had them both inked up, so I thought that'd be interesting to try. Tuesday, that was my wrap-up for August. And then Friday, that's where I introduced my pens for September. You've seen them all today, European pens, all of them. So this month's theme, European pens. Next week's video. So as I said right at the start, this afternoon it will be Fountain Pen Tournament Heat number 1. So that's 3 pens. The 3 pens, as I've already shown you, Pen BBS 494, Hondian 1841, and the Asvine V169. Tuesday, I'm calling that Who's the Dadao? I'm looking there at the 3 Jinhao Dadao pens, so that's the 9013, the 9016, and the 9019. Friday is an ink comparison, so there I'm going to be comparing Diamine Yuletide which is a dye-based ink, up against Octopus Fluids Petrol Axolotl, which is part of their Write and Draw series, which is a pigment-based ink. So you have to be careful. I stressed this a number of times in the video. When using a pigment ink, it can cause problems with a pen. Certainly, I won't put it in a vintage pen. I put it in a pen that I know I can easily disassemble to really give it a good clean. And then reading-wise, oops, wrong button. So I finished Terry Pratchett's Jingo. So they went to war. It was quite interesting. So this was a watch one, and it was quite interesting how the commander was trying to avoid the war and do everything he could because he knew it was being created by someone. It wasn't actually a war that was needed to happen. So that was quite interesting. And then I've started Terry Goodkind, The Third Kingdom. So this is the second of a trilogy. I didn't look this morning, I'm about 25% of the way through, so quarter of the way through. Poor old Richard and Kaelin having problems again. And it's nice how it picked up, not from it did pick up from book one of this series, but also from the last Goodkind book I wrote, which was about the origin of the Sword of Truth and the Confessors. And some of the things that were brought out in there are now paying fruit and coming out in this story. So it was quite interesting, that. So that's my book of the week. So we'll go back to the camera. And let's clear this off. Wow, loads more of comments. This is what I love, getting all these comments. This, to me, is the key part of this. It's going through these comments and chatting. Atomic Elf 1, the Ritmer Espresso looks yummy. Blonde Scales 1, how do you find the metal section slippery? I've got a Ritmer Olive, and yes, I personally find the section very, very slippy. So I have to concentrate on that. Blonde Scales 1, not to me, but might be to others. Yep, so there we got two. Blonde Scales 1 is fine, and I find it quite slippy. If there'd have been a lip around the bottom, it wouldn't have been as bad. Marilyn, the ones with the plastic feeds, like that feeds, just don't have the capacity to handle a shimmering. What I've done with a couple of my feeds where I've had issues, I've got a craft knife, and very gently I score in the feed to deepen it and slightly widen it. And I do find that makes the nibs on those pens a lot wetter than they were before. Just be very careful, because it's easy to really screw up your feed and make it unusable. Jim, would an Opus 88 demonstrator work well? Will the Noodler's Ahab digest shimmer ink well? I think the pens with ebonite feeds do well with the shimmer. Blonde Scales 1, the Omniflex nib is interesting. I've tried that, I just couldn't get on with them. Marilyn, is anyone participating in 30 days, 30 inks, or 30 inks, 30 days? As Marilyn is. No, I'm not. I keep thinking about doing them, but then I don't know. I think with everything else I do, I would run out of time. Jim, I find the FPR Ultraflex is more interesting than the Omniflex. Yeah, which one I got? One of them I got. One of my pens. Was it an FPR? No, it wasn't an FPR. It was another one. Right, just ignore me. Pretend I'm not here. Marilyn, it's Blonde Scales 1. Don't bother with the Omniflex. It's not great. I would rather save my money and get a fountain pen Revolution Ultraflex nib. Blonde Scales 1. I chose to get my Ritmer with the Omniflex. Blonde Scales 1 didn't buy it separately. Marilyn, I've got the original Omniflex nib and the updated Flex nib, and neither one of them are good. They're just semicolon backslash. Oh, is that forward slash? Backslash, I think. Oh, no. Forward slash. I don't know. It's some kind of slash anyway. Ricardo, a tip for gin hound number 8 nibs. They seem to draw ink from the breather hole when filling. Yeah, what I do with mine, I've got to be honest, I use an eyedropper and I fill the converter with an eyedropper so I can get a really full fill on that. Sometimes I will use a, and I think on my first impressions videos I dipped it in, and in those I use a ink miser, which I fill up as far as I can. So as you say, it will get up past that breather hole. Blonde Scales 1. Carpal tunnel means I have to take frequent breaks while writing. Hands going numb sucks. I know what you mean. Fortunately, I've got carpal tunnel, but it's in my left hand and I'm right-handed. So it doesn't make a problem for me when I'm writing. So yeah, but I can understand where you're coming from. Let's refresh. So there's no more comments at the moment. I'll do my goodbyes and then we'll come back for any more comments. So we've gone about an hour and 10 minutes. Thank you everybody for your time. As I keep saying, I love doing these. They are the highlight of my week, is sitting down doing this. You know, it's I love to chat. I mean, doing YouTube videos, I know I say this all the time, can be very, very lonely. So please hit the thumbs up button every time you like, every time you comment. Just helps with the YouTube algorithm. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel so that you can get new videos as I release them. Memberships available. Head on over to my YouTube page. There's a link there to to join the channel. Everything that comes through from memberships, from the ads, all goes back into buying stuff for the channel. That's how I've bought a number of my pens recently. So thank you to everybody who supports in any way they can. I really, really appreciate it. Let's jump back to the comments. Miss Marilyn, darling, you poor thing, have you tried Voltaren? Blonde Scales 1, no. Marilyn, thank you, Gary. I hope to see you all next week. Happy Hobonichi Day and happy 30 days. Tom, this was fun, thank you. Tom and Tom Sheehan rather than Tom Morley, which was the previous one. Great show, Gary, thank you. Thanks for that, Toms. Let me refresh. Blonde Scales 1, have a great week all. Jim, another great live stream, thank you for that. I say, love doing these. Alia Rose, see you all next time. Ricardo, thanks for the live. Have a great week, everybody. Richard, the best to you and yours. Thanks, Gary. Enjoyed there from Anita. Let's do one more refresh. Andreas, best wishes to all. Hope it gets a bit cooler for you over the next couple of days, Andreas. Mr. Professor X, carpal tunnel sucks. I keep dropping things. Just dropped a pen yesterday and ruined the nib. I would be crying if I'd done that with some of my pens, I tell you. Shazby, thanks all. So thank you, everybody. I will leave the comments open whilst the outro is playing. I do keep an eye on the chat so I can come in and chat. Again, thank you, everybody, and I'll talk to you again soon.